G-thoughtz.
Wherefore art thou? Wherefore art thou?
If I were king, you ready? If you've heard one of these before, you know I'm gonna pretend as that I'm talking to myself as two different people. Kind of rev this whole thing up, and this is a bit of art. This next part is to be listened to on levels. You ready? Okay, here we go. So, what does it mean to live forever? Well, in a previous pod, we talked about on the lit, it means that your body never fully, you never die physically. But on the meta, to live forever is to keep that energy resonating. Your soul's got to vibrate. And in order to do that, it needs to feel experiences. It needs to feel love, pain, something. You got to pluck it. You got to pluck a string, right? Like on a guitar, you got to give it some pain so that it could go back into balance and resonate from the experience it just had. And that resonance leaves a beautiful memorialization of what just happened in the DNA and the code. You get some XP out of it. Cha-ching! And basically, that's kind of what this pod's about. XP. Some people call it karma. Whatever. Sorry, Taylor. Karma's your friend, but I've never met her. I'm sure she's nice. But we're living this for the experience, for the XP. And that's what we take with us, whether we recognize it or not, whether we realize it's built into our programming or not. That's what we're here for. We're here for the experience. And at the end of the day, if you're Donald Trump, for example, you're trying to control your own experience, you're trying to figure shit out. You get to do whatever the hell you want. Like you're king. And I was going to say, if I were king, I would eliminate all the weapons. And I was going to go into a conversation about that and blah, blah, blah. But I'll talk about Trump for a second. Why not? I'll throw him into the equation, the cheat code. X plus Y equals Z. Because at the end of the day, he's just a guy, put him at X. He has a lot of power, put that at Y. And what's the Z? No, whatever you put there. Because you're giving him the power and you're putting him at X, the starting point for everything in your life. Oh boy, my liberals or my liberal friends are tingling what I just said. Go listen to it again. That was pretty clever. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is only powerful because we're allowing it to happen. We're buying into the bullshit. And yeah, I'm politically agnostic, but I also know the truth when I fucking see it. I don't have to know about football and the intricacies of the game, right, Taylor Swift, to know when there's an evil hit, a bad hit, or something wrong. You could feel it. You could tell. It's obvious. Everyone can. That's why the whole stadium goes, oh. And if you're giving up your energy and you're wrapping around someone else and trying to get your experience to them, oh, keep walking, kid. Because you're going to have to follow them all around the earth. Follow all their bullshit. When they start deteriorating inside, when they start having all sorts of these mental lapses, that's your guy. You're going to ride him to the sunset. Have you thought about what's next? What happens when he's gone? Because he ain't living forever. And neither are you. But at the end of the day, he's doing his thing. He's having fun, I guess. He's got the controller in his hands. He's the one playing, and we're all watching over his shoulder. It's time for us to wrestle the controller away. But in our house, we don't do that. Mom doesn't like that. Well, maybe we could convince him that he's got somewhere else to go. There's a golf tournament starting. There's a buffet. Why don't you go attend that? Give us the control. Let us play the game. Oh, we can do that? Yeah, because basically we have our own control in our game. We don't have to let him control our world. Oh, the politics and legislation, all that shit? Yeah, that's how we vote. And if we're all paying attention to the game and we're seeing what's in it for us, but why it's impacting everyone else, and something doesn't feel right, regardless of what team I'm on, I think we all agree that if something's wrong with the game, we got to fix that. Regardless of who's the leader, who's the moderator, whatever. I'm getting corny. Listen, I got to roll. But if I was king, I wouldn't treat the world as if I was. I'd be listening. Sure, I would hop in and make some laws and rules, but not to benefit me, to benefit everyone else, for fair and free civilization. Because if I was king, I would want to preside over something beautiful with people that felt my value and I could feel theirs. Sure, I'm the one that makes the decisions, but not on my own and not for myself. Because if I were king, I would start with everyone else at X. Why? Because the Z is serenity. And if we all feel serenity, so do I. And I don't have to take credit for it. But they know who originated it. Right, Trump? So listen, I'm going to end this now because I didn't want this to be a political rant. But if I were king, I would treat people with respect and make sure that others did so. But it would start with me as the leader. And I think if there's anyone that wanted to take that crown from me and put it on and rule as such, I guess I would vote for them or enshrine them, whatever. One last word. We are kings inside. We are kings inside of our hearts and souls. We always say what goes and what doesn't. We're always in control. On the outside, different story. That's part of the simulation. But when you go inside that closet of your mind, that small little room, and you take a seat by that little nook by the window with a little table with that book, and you're trying to figure out what the day was all about, or what this life is all about, or what anything's about, you're always in control. It's always you, nobody else. And if the outside world gets a little too crazy, find yourself a nook inside your soul and take a breather. Take a break. You could always pause the game and come back later. Hope that was of value. If not, deepest apologies. I'll give you a mulligan on that one. You could try again. We'll talk soon.